What's up guys, Andrew Tracey here. Today we've got for you a 10-minute upper body building EMOM. It stands for every minute on the minute. Essentially means you guys are going to be following along with me on a running clock, performing some pushing and pulling movements that are going to pump up your shoulders, your chest and your back in 10 minutes flat. All you're going to need is a pair of dumbbells, and to follow along with me, we're going to go through a quick warm-up. If you know there's anything specifically you need to warm up, hit pause now, work on that yourself, and then get back into it with us before we get started. So first thing I want you to do, just get everything loose and right up. We're just gonna drop down into a deep squat, just to the best of your mobility, trying to get that hip crease below the knee, trying to make sure those heels are staying on the deck. I'm just rocking from side to side here. We're doing an upper body workout. Obviously, we're going for that big pump, but we just want to make sure blood's flowing throughout the entire body before we get started. From here, I just want you to stand tall. Just gonna move these dumbbells out of the way. I'm gonna hinge at the hips, reach down, and I want you just to walk it out. Drop your chest, drive that chest up into the air, drop these hips down. Couple of big deep breaths. As I exhale, just letting these hips drop further and further towards the floor, opening up this spine. From here, I'm gonna dig my toes in, drive my butt into the air, walk these hands back, walk these feet forward, get back to where I was, stand it up nice and tall. Just gonna step back, go for another couple of those. Down we go. And up, really opening up this chest. And back down. Up, walk it in. Standing tall, just getting everything moving. If there's anything you know you specifically need to warm up, chuck that in now. If you're really short on time, just skip ahead, get straight into that 10-minute workout. This is an ideal one to throw in as a finisher, or just on a Friday night when you want to drive a little bit of blood into the muscles. Fill those sleeves out a little bit. The movements we're going to be doing are a push-up on dumbbell. As I said, we're doing an EMOM every minute on the minute. You're going to follow along with me. I'm going to have a running clock. In the first minute, what we're going to do is drop down and we're going to perform 8 to 15 press-ups. What I want you to do is make sure, at least initially, you're not going right to failure. You shouldn't be struggling to hit those last few reps. So if it's 8 reps, all good. If it's 15 reps, it's all good. We're going to start here. Nice strong plank position, rigid structure from my ankles all the way out to my shoulders. Drop down, chest to the floor, press back up explosively. Control it down, press back up explosively. As soon as I've done those press ups, remember we're still in our first minute here, I'm going to switch to my renegade row. So I've gone from my pushing, hitting my chest muscles, over to a pulling movement, hitting those muscles of the back. For the renegade row, I'm going to stay in this press up position, hands still on the dumbbells. I'm going to shift all of my weight onto my right hand, and I'm going to pull the dumbbell up to my hip and back down. 1 rep, 2 reps, alternating each side, every rep. And again, I'm going for around 8 to 16, nice even numbers here for each side. 8 to 16 reps. Don't push it to failure. Make sure them hips stay nice and straight. We don't want to be tipping all over the place here. They stay nice and strong. This hits your core, hits those stabilizing anti-rotational muscles. 8 to 16 reps. Then we're going to rest for the remainder of that minute. When we get into the second minute, again, we're going to do a push-pull pair. This time we're going to hit our back, I'm going to hit our shoulders. As soon as we go to that second minute, I'm going to hinge at the hips, keeping my back nice and straight. We don't want to be over like this. Back's nice and straight, butt's back. I'm going to pick up my dumbbells. I'm going to do 8 to 15 dumbbell rows. So I'm going to hinge, drop the bells down, and row them up. 8 to 15 reps. Again, I'm not really pushing to failure. The last reps don't look like a big struggle. Nice, strong reps. From a dead hang with the arms, rowing up to the hip. On that second minute. As soon as I've done my 8 to 15, I'm going to take the dumbbells, or keep them in my hands if I can. I'm going to pull them up onto my shoulders, and we're going to 8 to 16 piston presses, working those shoulders now. So one dumbbell is going to go up. As it comes down, the other side's going to go up. 3, 4, 5. Again, somewhere between 8 to 16 reps, depending on the weight you've got, depending on how you're feeling, depending on the level of strength you're at. You don't want to be pushing to absolute failure, at least not in those first few minutes. So in our first minute, we're going to have push-ups on dumbbells into those renegade rows. Rest for the remainder of that minute, which won't be a lot, especially towards the end. In the second minute, we're going into those bent over rows, into the push piston presses. And we're just going to alternate those minutes back and forward for 10 total minutes. Cool. Guys, I'm going to hit start on a timer. I'm going to jump straight in. Follow along with me. Hit rewind if you need to look at any of that again. But let's get straight into it. It's a 10-minute blast, so no messing around. Big pump is the aim, filling out those sleeves. 10 minutes on me, starting with those push-ups. Let's get started. First minute, I'm gonna go for 10 big push-ups. And straight up into these renegade rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Twelve, 6 on each arm. Just gonna rest it out now. It's about 45 seconds. So you have about 15 seconds rest before I jump into that second minute, where I'm gonna hit those rows and those presses, switching from the chest to back to the shoulders to back. 3 seconds, guys. 2, 1, grab those bars, straight into those rows. 10 reps. Five, 6, big squeeze at the top, all the way down at the bottom. From here, up into my shoulders, moving into those piston presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna go for a big 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Bring it down. 45 seconds just coming up. Again, if you've got a few more reps, you push through it. Remember, as soon as that minute goes, we're off again. 10 seconds. We're back into those press ups. Big deep breaths. 3, 2, 1. 10 more press ups. 2, 3. Big stretch through the chest. Explosive up. Shake it off if the arms start to burn. Straight into those renegade rows. Strong core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Shake it off. 40 seconds, a little bit more in the tank. We're only going for 10 minutes here. I want to make sure I'm resting for around 15 seconds at the end of each round, just to make sure I'm fresh for that next round. 5 seconds and we're into those rows. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 1, big squeeze. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straight up into those presses. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Starting to burn now. Remember, you don't want to be struggling to hit those reps. At least not now. We're only 2 rounds in. Whew. 10 seconds. We're into that second lot of push-ups, that first round. We're into the third round now. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 10 big reps or whatever you've got. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep pushing, guys. 10. Shake off those shoulders. Go straight into those renegade rows. And down the push, let's hit the pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it off. Still in around the 40-second mark. Nice bit of rest. Just enough to get that breath back before we get stuck back in. 10 minutes, it's not long. So all guns blazing on this one. Trying to get as much blood as possible. Chest, shoulders, back. Let's go. Into those renegade rows. Barbell, bent over rows. 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it off if you need to. Straight into those piston presses. Up we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reps, 9, and 10. Just using a little bit of drive from the legs if I need to. Grab a drink if you need it, guys. Shake it off. 10 seconds. We're halfway through now. Halfway through. Whew. 5 seconds. We're jumping straight back in to those push-ups. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Really starting to feel it now, guys. Don't worry if you need to drop those reps. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, shake it if you need to. Press ups done. Into those renegade rows. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. It's a real quick fire workout, guys. Real minimal rest. Just enough time to get your breath back and think about moving into that next minute. 5 seconds. When it's that set of bent over rows. One more round after this one. Let's go. Bent over rows. Hinge at the hips. Big squeeze at the top. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna go straight into those piston presses. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really starting to burn now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're struggling to hit those reps, don't be afraid to drop a rep or two off. We want to focus on form. We want to focus on keeping that tension up. That's what's important here. 5 seconds. We're going to our last round now. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1. Into those push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're struggling to hit those 10s, just drop the reps. Going into those renegade rows now. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. One more round, guys. One more round. This feels like a long 10 minutes, doesn't it? Feels like a long 10 minutes. Non-stop work. 5 seconds. Pumping up those chest, back, triceps, biceps, shoulders. Let's go, guys. 3, 2, 1. Into those rows. Last set now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna shake it off now before getting into this last one. Last set. I'm gonna take these presses all the way to the end of the minute now. Let's go. Bring them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep moving, guys. 5, 6, 7. We got 10 seconds. 8. Gonna keep moving all the way to the end. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down, guys. Whew. Take a knee. Shake it off. I don't know about you guys. My arms are absolute jelly at the moment. Well done. Good work for getting through all of that. It's a lot of work. 4 movements every 2 minutes. Packed into 10 minutes. It's a big bodybuilding workout. It's the sort of thing that you might spread out over 20 minutes, half an hour, all packed into that 10 minutes. Absolutely deadly finisher if you're trying to get that pump in, or if you just want a quick finisher after a bigger workout. Guys, Tracey, Men's Health Elite. Catch you on the next one.